about third-party packages. First, we'll learn React third-party packages. So let's get started. So let's start with understanding about what are third-party packages. A lot of time for the developers. And since the number of lines of code that the developer has to write would reduce, so the productivity of the developers would also increase. And these third-party packages are very easy to integrate, so that in turn would save a lot of time for the developers. Okay, it would be descriptive and we'll be able to easily understand and debug. So that's another added advantage. And the third-party packages have generally customizable options. So you can customize this third-party package based on your requirement. Now, let's say you want to add a video player, so you can customize it based on your requirement and appropriately add it into your application. So this will add a loader during the API call. We have used the React loader third-party package. To add icons into our application, we have used React icons, and I used some more of these third-party packages, right? So we have used them. So now let's take an example of a particular use case and see how we would select a third-party package and how do we integrate it into our application, our player, right? So now the question is, do we have to build the video player from scratch? As I previously mentioned, there is no such necessity, right? Because video player is a common functionality among multiple applications. So for sure, there must be some third-party package regarding this video player, right? So generally, when you're building any application, identify the aspects which would be common among different applications like carousel, like navbar, like video player, audio player, or image displays like this, okay? So identify such common functionalities and search for third-party packages in that direction. Like in my case, I want to add a video player, right? And I understood that video player is a very common functionality. So there might be a third-party package related to this. So firstly, I will search whether there is a third-party package using which we can add video player into our application. Okay, so let's do that. So the question here is, where do we find these third-party packages, right? So I've decided that I have to search for third-party packages. Then where do I have to search for? So for that, there is Node Package Manager. So this Node Package Manager contains third-party packages related to React.js, Node.js, AngularJS, and many other such libraries and frameworks. So in this Node Package Manager itself, there are 1 million packages. Okay, so that is the link, okay, that you can see. So if you navigate to that link, so there is a search bar and you can search for third-party packages from that huge repository of 1 million packages. So that's that huge, right? There are a lot of third-party packages there and JS application, right? So that's the reason I'm searching for React. Okay, that is important. Otherwise, you will have results related to other libraries also. Okay, so I have searched for video player for React. As you can see, there are a lot of search results, right? So let me show you this. So this is the Node Package Manager. So here we have the search option. So here I can search for the third-party package that I want to add. So I want to add a video player for React. Okay, so I'm searching. So that would give me some search results here. You can see that I have a lot of results here. So these are all third-party packages. Now, among these, I have to select a particular third-party package that I want to add, right? So now, how do I select? Let's understand about that. Okay, so let's see about how to select a third-party package among those search results. Okay, firstly, I would sort the packages based on the popularity. Okay, so generally the most popular packages are the ones that people use, right? So I would sort them based on the popularity. You can see on the left side, there is sort packages heading and you can sort them based on optimal, popularity and so on. So I would sort them based on the popularity. Okay, so you can see that we have some search results. Then the next step would be, you have to go through the description. Okay, so you have to check whether this package is suitable for your requirement or not. Okay. So there you can see that the first one is, it's a React component for playing a variety of URLs, including file paths, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. Okay, this satisfies our requirement, right? So we want to add a video player where we can give different URLs of, say, YouTube, Facebook, and all. So, and we can play them. Okay, this is cool. Okay, next. For the next package, which is Video React. So let's have a look at the description. So Video React is a web video player built for the ground up for an HTML5 world using React library. Okay, it's using React and it's a web video player. Okay, decent enough. Next, the third package is React Native Video Controls. So let's have a look at the description. A set of GUI controls for the React Native video component. See, React Native is related to mobile application development, whereas we are right now focusing on web applications, right? So React Native video controls doesn't satisfy our requirement. Okay, so you have to once go through these descriptions and appropriately pick a particular third-party package. So here we can see that React Player and Video React, these two satisfy our requirements and are suitable for our project, right? So now among these two, which do I have to pick? Okay, so for that we have to compare these two applications, right? So let's start comparing these two applications. Firstly, let me show you the search results. So firstly, I'm sorting it based on the popularity. Okay, so if I click on this, based on the popularity, the third-party packages have been sorted. So here you can see on the top, I have React and I have React Native Video Controls, and then there are some more here. Okay, then I'll go through the description. So React Player is a React component and all this. Okay, and then we have Video React, then we have React Native Video Controls. Since React Native is related to mobile application development, so this is not suitable for us. Okay, and so on. So let me just go with the first two and compare which one would be better suitable. Okay, so I have React Player, I have Video React. Which one do I have to choose? That's a question, right? So let's understand how we have to select. Okay, so let's compare these two packages. So React Player and Video React. So firstly, when you click on the React Player, you would be navigating to a page like this where there'll be details regarding this React Player package. So there you can see there's a documentation and there are some more details on the right side too. Okay, similarly, this is the details page of the Video React package. Okay, there you can see. So next, in the bottom, you can see that there is a GitHub page link. So in the details page itself, there is a GitHub page link. So you can click on that and get navigated to the React Player GitHub page. Okay, similarly, even in case of the Video React, we'll have the GitHub page. So what is this GitHub page? So generally, these third-party packages, as the corresponding source code will be maintained in the GitHub. Okay, so it will be maintained in the GitHub and the corresponding package will be published here. Okay, clear? So basically the source code of this entire third-party package is maintained in the GitHub. So the details regarding this third-party package, the internal code, everything will be present in the GitHub, and even you can view and understand the code. Okay, so the home page is related to that. Okay, so next, you can see the GitHub repository of React Player. Similarly, this is the GitHub repository of the Video React. Okay, let's have a look at these. So as we understood, these are the two packages that we are comparing. So starting with React Player. So if I click on this, so I'll get navigated to the React Player details page. So this is it. So here you can see the documentation here on the left side, and there are some more details here. Okay, and on the right side, you can see the repository and the homepage link, right? This is the GitHub repository and the homepage link. So by clicking on this, you will get navigated to the React Player GitHub page. Okay, so I'm navigating to that. So this is the GitHub repository of the React Player. Okay, this is the source code. So as we understood that it's a code that has been built, which you can directly add it to your application, right? So the code that has been written is available here, and even you can go through and understand it. Okay, so this is regarding the React Player. Okay, similarly, even for the Video React. So let's just open Video React. Okay, and now this is the details page, and here we have the GitHub repository and the homepage link. So you can click on this. Okay, and you will get navigated to the GitHub repository of Video React. Okay, you can see it here. So this is the Video React GitHub repository. Okay, similarly, whichever package that you choose, so there'll be a GitHub repository. So you can navigate to that, you can have a look at the code, and you can read the description regarding this package. It'll be present here, and even here in the details page also we will have description regarding the third-party package. You can go through that. Okay, so we understood about these two packages, that there's a details page where you have the documentation, then we have the GitHub repository link, and we can navigate to that. Okay, still we are in the position of comparing React Player and Video React and deciding on which third-party package to add it into our application. So for this, the first most important metric is user satisfaction. When you navigate to the GitHub repository page, so on the top there is number of stars that will indicate that how satisfied users are with this particular third-party package. Generally, more number of stars indicate that this third-party package is more popular and the users are more satisfied with this third-party package. Okay, so let's compare this for React Player and Video React. In case of React Player, you can see the number of stars are 5.5k, and in case of Video React, it is 2.2k. So with that will indicate that how satisfied users are with this particular third-party package. Generally, more number of stars indicate that this third-party package is more popular and the users are more satisfied with this third-party package. Okay, so let's compare this for React Player and Video React. In case of React Player, you can see the number of stars are 5.5k, and in case of Video React, it is 2.2k. So with this, we can clearly understand that React Player is the popular package. So generally, popularity indicates how satisfied users are with a particular third-party package. And we can clearly see that React Player is giving more user satisfaction. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So here, this is video React, and you can see that the number of stars is 2.2k. And in case of React Player, so you can see on the top, we have this number of stars and it is 5.5k. So obviously, the video React is less popular than the React Player. Okay, that is clearly evident, right? So this is one of the most important metrics based on which you can select a third-party package. There are some other things also that you have to consider. Let's understand about them. Generally, the popularity itself would give us a clear idea about which one to select. But there are some other things also that you have to take into consideration. So let's understand about them. So starting with maintenance, that is the package properly being maintained? Like, let's say there are some issues that have been coming up. So is it appropriately being resolved and being updated? Okay. At the same time, based on there are a lot of software changes that happen, right? So let's say the new version of React has come up, or new version of some other software has come up. Is the package being maintained properly? Because otherwise, if we integrate it into our application, it might just break our application, right? So we might have issues as our application might crash down. Okay. So we have to ensure whether this particular third-party package that we are choosing is properly being maintained or not. At the same time, we have to integrate this third-party package into our application, and we have to make use of it, right? So for that, we need to clearly understand about how to use it, how to integrate it, how to add these customizable options, right? How to make use of these customizable options. So all this information would be present in the documentation, right? So we have to have a guide using which we would integrate and we would make use of this third-party package. So we have to ensure that the documentation is easy to read and use. Otherwise, we would be facing difficulty in using it. And then coming to the number of unresolved issues. If there are more number of unresolved issues, then when we integrate, we might also face those issues and have problems with it, right? So like this, there are a few other things to consider. So now let's understand about each of these aspects more in detail. Starting with maintenance. As we understood, maintenance is an important aspect to consider because the software versions keep updating, right? So the package has to be appropriately updated based on that, and based on the issues that are coming up, the package has to be updated to resolve those issues and so on, right? So you can understand whether the package is being maintained properly or not based on the last published details. So you can have a look at it in the package details page. You can see that it's written as published 5 months ago. So it has been recently updated, right? So that is decently maintained. Okay. Similarly, in case of video React, if we observe, so the last published is 2 years ago. That means that from 2 years, there is no update in that particular package, right? So in the meantime, there might have been many software updates that have happened, new versions might have come up, right? So this video React is not being maintained properly, right? In case of React Player, it was 6 months ago. That is, it's been recently done, right? In case of video React, it is 2 years ago. Okay. So that means that this video React package is not being maintained, right? So that is actually a disadvantage for us, as you understood. So there'll be different software versions that will be coming up, right? React versions itself will be updated, right? And there might be some issues that have to be resolved, right? All this was not happening from the past 2 years, right? So obviously that's an issue, right? So generally, if the last published is in few months ago, so it's completely fine. But if it crosses years, so that would be an issue. Okay. So by comparing maintenance, it's clearly evident that React Player is a better option, right? So the next metric that we have to consider is documentation. We have to check whether the package has been properly documented or not. That is, how to integrate, how to use it, what are the different props and details regarding that. So you can have a look at the documentation in the package details page. So you can have a look at there. So that is a package details page. Okay. So you can see whether the documentation is appropriately written or not, whether you can easily read and use it or not. Okay. Similarly, this is the documentation page of video React. Okay. Let's have a look at these documentation pages. So firstly, starting with video React. So we already spoke about this last publish. You can see that it's 2 years ago. And in case of React Player, it is 6 months ago, right? So it's clearly evident. Okay. So React Player is a better option in terms of maintenance. Coming to the documentation aspect. So you can see that in case of video React also, the documentation is really good. And even in case of React Player also, the documentation is decent enough because we have the details regarding how to install it, how to use it, right? So, and what are the different props, what are the default values, the description regarding that. So it's pretty decent, right? So the documentation in both of these packages are easy to read and understand, right? So regarding documentation, both of them are easy to read and use. Okay. So now coming to the next aspect, that is the number of unresolved issues. You can understand about this in the GitHub repository page. Okay. So there you can see that in the issues tab, so that on the top we have 3 tabs, right? Actually 5 tabs. code, issues, pull request, action, security. So when you navigate to the issues tab, on the top, you can see the number of issues that are currently open, that is the number of unresolved issues, and the number of issues that have been closed. Okay, our focus is on number of unresolved issues. So in case of React Player, you can see that is 73, and in case of Video React, it is 94. So it's clearly evident that the number of unresolved issues are 93 in case of Video React and 74 in case of React Player. So the number of unresolved issues in case of Video React are more. So there are more number of issues that haven't been resolved, and people are still facing issues with that, right? So regarding the number of unresolved issues, also React Player is a better option. Okay, let's have a look at this. So generally, the details regarding the package would either be present in the package details page, that is this, or in the GitHub repository page. Okay, just by comparing the GitHub repository pages and package details pages, you can clearly get the entire details regarding a third-party package. So here we were discussing about the number of unresolved issues. So here we have the issues tab here, right on the top. So if you navigate to this issues tab, so here on the top, you can see the number of unresolved issues, that is the open issues. Okay. So this number keeps changing, right? So here it is 85. And whereas in case of Video React, okay, so that is 94. So it's clearly evident that in case of Video React, so the number of unresolved issues are more, right? Okay. So we understood that in different scenarios, that could be popularity, maintenance, documentation, the number of unresolved issues, in different aspects, React Player is a really good choice, right? Because it's properly maintained, it's really popular, and the documentation is easy to read and use, and the number of unresolved issues are also less, right? So now if you want to integrate a third-party package related to Video Player, so our obvious choice is React Player, okay? So now, let's see how to add this React Player to our application, okay? So what do we have to do? We have to start with the documentation, right? That's where we'll understand about how to make use of this package, how we have to integrate the package, and all the details regarding the package. Okay, let's go through the documentation of React Player. So now I no longer need information regarding Video React. Now I'm focusing on React Player, and in the package details page, I can see the documentation here. So I can clearly see about how I have to install this React Player. This is the command using which I can install the React Player. Then how I have to import the React Player, and how I can use this as a component and add the Video Player into my application wherever is necessary. Okay, so you can see the different code snippets using which you can add the React Player into your application. Apart from this, so we also have the details regarding the props that we can pass to the React Player component. Okay, so you can see URL using which we'll pass the URL of the video that we want to add, and then we have playing, loop, controls, and so on. There are a lot of props that we can pass using which we can customize this React Player. Okay, based on our requirements, we can customize this Video Player using these props. Okay, so the description regarding each of these props and the default value, all this is being mentioned here. Okay. So there you can see all of this. So once you go through it, you can easily use it. Okay, any third-party package. I'm talking about React Player. Similarly, let's say you want to add some video player, or some audio player, or let's say you want to add a carousel and so on. You just have to start off with the documentation, go through it, understand, and integrate it into your application based on the instructions given in the documentation. Okay, so I will show you how to integrate this React Player. Similarly, you have to apply the same things for the third-party package that you want to integrate. Okay, so shall we start it? Okay. So firstly, as we understood, using the documentation, we'll get an information about how to integrate the package, right? So to start off integration, firstly, I have to set the code playground for today's session, right? So you have to do ccbp start and that code, right? So with this, the code playground will be set for today's session. Then run npm install. With this, all the dependencies will get installed. Finally, run npm start. With this, the application will be running. Okay. So now, as we understood that we want to integrate the React Player, right? So we already have a Video Player component. So within the app component, we are rendering this Video Player component. So let's have a look at the code of Video Player. Okay, so this is the Video Player component in which we have the heading Video Player and we have a container. In this container, we have to add our React Player. That is, the Video Player has to be displayed within this container. Okay, so we have to integrate it here. Okay, this is the initial code. So let me show you the initial code. So in the source, so I'll start off with the app component, right? So here you can see that I'm making use of the Video Player component, right? So let's navigate to the Video Player component. So in the Video Player component, you can see that we have a container, and firstly we have the heading and we have a responsive container. And now this is where we want to add our React Player. That is, we want to display the Video Player. Okay, clear? So now we have to integrate this React player into our application, right? So let's do those steps. We understood the initial code. So next, so what do we have to do? We have to first install this third-party package, right? That's the first step. If you have to use any third-party package, we have to first install it. So installation, what is the command? You can see there, npm install react-player. We have to run this command. With this, React player will be installed. So let's do that first. So let me navigate to the terminal. So npm install react-player. So now I'm installing the React player third-party package, right? You can see that it has been installed. Okay. So next, this step is done. So here you can see the code snippet using which we can use the React player, right? So firstly, we have to import the React player. So you can see that React player is a component which we are importing from the React player third-party package. Okay, and then we have to directly integrate that React player. Okay, you can see that React player URL equal to, and we can provide the URL, and then the video player will be added to our application. It is as simple as that. So here React player is a component, okay, and we'll directly make use of this component and pass the video URL as a prop to this component. Okay, clear? So let's do that. So here I have to add the video player, right? So this is where I have to write the code. So firstly, I have to import the React component, right? So React player from React-player. Okay, so I'm first importing this. This is a component which we are going to make use of. Okay, so for this we can pass different props. Okay, so here you can see that in the React player, so there's a table regarding the props. So here you can see that we have URL as the first prop. So we'll pass the URL of the video as a value to this prop, and appropriately the corresponding video would be integrated. Okay. So here URL is a prop equal to, and I have to provide the URL as the value. Okay, clear? So now I'm adding the video URL here. That's it. Done. Okay. So let me have a look at the output. So here you can see that the video has been added, and you can even play it and view it. Okay, clear? So it's as simple as this. Okay. So what we have done, we have imported the React player component, and we have made use of the React player component wherever we need it, right? So we have seen the different props that are available, right? So we have made use of the URL prop. We have passed the URL of the video as a value to the URL prop, and appropriately the corresponding video has been added. And we have seen this code using which we were able to display the video player, right? So this was the output that we have seen. So here you can see that we have given a YouTube URL, and we have seen the output. Similarly, you can provide other URL values too. Now let's understand about customization of React player using the props, right? So generally for few third-party packages, so there'll be demo applications that will be available using which you can understand about the customizations. Like in case of React player, in the GitHub page, so there you can see we have the demo application. So when you click on that, so you will be able to see an output in this manner where you can provide the URL. Okay, so whichever URL you want to load, so you can provide that there. And at the bottom, there are different customizable options, which later on you can pass them as props. So you can test them here and appropriately pass them as values to the props. Okay, so you can see that here. Okay, let me show it to you. So this is the GitHub page, right? So here you can see that there is a demo application. So for few third-party packages that will be available. So here you can enter the URL of the video that you want to load. So this is the URL, right? So I'm just providing that here. I'm loading it. And these are the customizable options that are available for us. We can just test it out here, and then based on the values that we have decided here, we can provide them as props to the React player component. Okay. So here you can see that there are controls, play, pause, okay, stop, all this, okay. And then the speed 1.52, and then these, okay, what's the played, whether we want controls or not. Like this, there are a lot of customizable options here. You can just try it out and understand. Okay, clear? Accordingly, in the documentation, you can see there are corresponding props like playing, loops, controls, and so on. So you can make use of these props and appropriately pass the values and get the corresponding output. Okay. So you can customize your third-party packages based on the options provided by the third-party package. Okay, so this is regarding React Player, about integrating this React Player, right? So React Player is one third-party package. We wanted to add a video player, so we have searched for corresponding third-party packages, chose React Player, and we were able to easily integrate and make use of it, right? It was pretty straightforward. So if I want to add a video player, I need not do it right from the scratch. I can directly make use of this third-party package and add this functionality into my application, right? Similarly, even in your applications, there might be some common functionalities that will be useful in different applications. Identify those functionalities. You can search for them in this node package manager and appropriately select a third-party package and integrate it into your application. Third-party packages have a lot of advantages, as we previously understood, and appropriately make use of them and add it into your application. Okay, so just like how we have video player, similarly for other common functionalities, there are other popular third-party packages available. Let's have a look at them. So here there are a few list of popular third-party packages for different use cases. So for charts, for animations, for displaying dates, and so on. So for different use cases, there are different popular third-party packages. Let's briefly look at them. So firstly, starting with Recharts. So Recharts is a popular third-party package that is especially useful to create and add graphs, charts into your application. Like you can see that there's a graph like that, and you can have this bar graph, pie charts. Let's say you want to add something like this into your applications. You can make use of this Recharts. It's a popular third-party package in this direction. Okay. Similarly, React Chrono is another popular third-party package. This package will help you display a timeline views. Like let's say in this your CCBP journey, you have an entire timeline, right? So how you have started, you have learned Python, you have come to React, and so on. So you can have your own timeline views, right? You can build an application related to that, a sequence of events. You can have things like that, right? So this React Chrono will be helpful in creating a timeline views. Okay, so this is a popular third-party package in this direction. Okay, so another popular third-party package is React.JS Pop-up. So when you want to create models, okay, there you can see an example. So when we click on login or sign up, we want to display a model, right? So this package would be really helpful in creating models like this and show information on top of the remaining application, right? So the third-party package for this is React.JS Pop-up. So let's say you want to add a functionality like this, you can make use of the React.JS Pop-up. Okay. Similarly, let's say you want to add a carousel, you can make use of React Slick. It's a very popular third-party package in this direction. Okay. So coming to Material UI, this is a popular third-party package related to adding UI components like buttons, drop-downs, icons, customizable options, and so on. Okay, so it's really useful when it comes to faster and easier development because it will provide us a lot of options and really giving good user experience. Okay, you can explore these third-party packages. I'm just mentioning them. So do explore these third-party packages, integrate them into your application, make use of them. It will make your application look more professional and it will give a lot of good user experience also. Okay, so these are some examples of Material UI like the icons, buttons, drop downs, and so on. Okay, so there are some more popular third-party packages which we have mentioned in the cheat sheets. So do go through them, and based on your requirement, you can refer these cheat sheets and appropriately choose a third-party package and make use of it. Okay, so and also do practice them in the coding practices. You'll get a better understanding about how to choose a third-party package, how to integrate, and how to make use of it. Okay, so regarding today's session, in today's session, we understood about third-party packages, starting with how to select a third-party package. We understood about that. So firstly, we'll go with the popularity. Apart from that, there are some additional things that we have to consider like maintenance, the documentation, whether it's easy to read and use, the number of unresolved issues, and so on. So do